I tell you what, I
Hi.
almost went through the closet there for some parachute pants. Who else is with me?
It's my favorite playlist on Spotify. It's called Quarantunes. Hysterical. Hi, Jen.
So Jen, welcome to the call
Hi,
today.
Amber.
We'll have some time to touch base a little bit later in the meeting here, and everyone just
Yeah.
wanted to welcome Jen Chambers from Summit County, who's going to talk to us about mountain
Thank you.
referrals. So thanks for joining us,
Yeah,
and
it's awesome. Thank you so much
let's get
for having me.
rocking. I don't know, man. I'm ready to do the Running Man and just get it going. Well done, Amber. Okay, let's start with our fun stuff with an attitude for gratitude. So, who has some gratitude we want to share here besides the awesome music that we just experienced?
I just picked up a sell-by from a referral from someone that I did a sell-by for, and I'm just so very thankful. She's trusting me with her parents.
Excellent. Well done, Holly. That's awesome. Congratulations. What's another one? That's great, Holly. I know everyone's all at once. What's awesome about this is I get to call on everyone if we don't all of a sudden have volunteers. So, attitude for gratitude. Who's got some gratitude?
I have gratitude.
Yeah.
I see that one of my very, very first KW Ignite instructors is on here. So I'm thankful for Renee Helton and having faith in me from the very.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Well, I love that. That is great. And hello, Renee. Good morning.
Good morning. Since she passed the ball to me, I will tell you my gratitude is for Zoom, and in a couple of aspects. First, for being able to do a Zoom open house, and our team has been doing these biddings, and I just got it was $1 million property. We got it under contract for a tiny bit less, but $1 million property under contract in a Zoom, virtual environment, as well as it allows me to continue real estate school. And we just had another session start last night, 23 students. So people are coming into real estate, and unfortunately they're maybe losing jobs or thinking this is a good time to turn a corner. And so coming into real estate, and I think that's great. As well as shameless plug, Seamus just popped up as I said shameless, and that was really funny to me. And I'm teaching the annual commission update course at least one more time virtually for Smedra on May 20th. So if you're a Smedra member, they allow that for free. And I know it sounds crazy, but we've been having a lot of fun on those 4-hour Zooms for the annual commission update course. So if you go to smedra.com, and I'm the only one that's teaching it. So if you don't want to, but I know a lot of you have taken it, so thank you. And now's the time. Take your CE that you have to take. So there, I'm gratified. I'm gratified.
Gratified. I love it.
That
Awesome, Renee. Awesome. Jim Brown, I saw you on here. We were chatting earlier. You had something.
Yes, we were. So yeah. So first, I can gratify with Renee and her class. I did it, her very first one. It is a great way to take that class because it can be 4 hours of long and boring, but in the comfort of your own home, it is just much nicer and much more pleasant. And you get Renee. So, and you had a ton of people on the very first one, like 200 or something. You had a ton of people.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to do it. More gratitude that I can pass along today. We did the lunches to the hospital. I guess it's been a week, at least a week now. Very grateful, very thankful. In fact, there are probably a couple thank you notes at the office because I know that they're writing thank you notes out of all that. Food was awesome. We fed both the day shift and the night shift, so lots of gratitude from them. as well as the restaurant, Old Blinking Light. Said next time you're in, make sure that you check with, I think his name is Ernie. Make sure you tell him who you are, and because they are very grateful and thankful for a very large order for those guys on a day that they don't have people in the restaurant.
Yep.
So yeah, so it was all very good. So thank you to all of you for, again, jumping in and throwing 20 bucks into the pot. It made a lot of people in a couple of different places happy.
Awesome, Jim. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. All right, I think that's a perfect segue to get into our next section here. Let's talk about listings. Who has an upcoming listing? I've been watching them on Facebook, so now's the time to share.
I've got one. I'll just keep going. I've got one coming in Alamosa, of all places. This is a house that my client's dad built and then passed away before it was complete. So it needs some work. It also got broken into, so it used to have a furnace, doesn't have a furnace anymore. There's a lot of damage that was done by these people who broke in. Price is going to be about 180. It's really worth about 220, but it needs some work. It is due south of the Great Sand Dunes, so the views are amazing. It's just an incredible place. So we should be online, I think, if not by the end of the week, early next week. We should be out there, and I'll let everybody know. But great 4-bedroom house, never lived in, but it's going to take somebody that wants to do a little bit of work to get it back up to speed.
Awesome. Heard there's some good stargazing down there too.
Oh, it's gorgeous down there. It really is. San Luis Valley. It's just very pretty, wide open, just beautiful. Yeah.
Best
Awesome.
potatoes in the world from there. Best. You got to
Yep.
bring back a load.
There you go. There you go.
Oh,
I'm not
man,
joking.
I tell you,
I'm not a potato person. Those are the best potatoes you'll ever eat
Yeah.
in your life.
Yeah, for
Amazing.
sure.
so we got
And
an
alien
upcoming
stations
listing of
down there.
potatoes and
Yeah.
stargazing.
Alien stations down there too. You got to go. Got to go through
There you
Alamosa. Yeah. It's way
Awesome.
fun.
Mark and I have two coming up.
Cool.
One is a condo near Dove Valley, and it's a 2-2. We're not quite sure on price now. They're getting it ready. It needed some work. And then we will have an upcoming down in Pueblo, 5-3. Again, not sure on price yet, but it's in Pueblo West. So we got both of those working and coming soon.
Awesome. Awesome. Congratulations. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Other upcoming listings.
William's got a townhouse.
Awesome.
It's not new though.
So do we have any upcoming listings, new upcoming listings? Yep. Hey, Bud Doyle. How you doing, my friend?
Good. Let me, sorry, I had to unmute. Got a couple. First one is, a townhome in Parker. It's Cardell home, only 2 years old. 3-bedroom, 3-bath. Basically shows like a model home. There's mountain views. It's about 5 minutes due north of Old Main Street in Parker. And my clients have done massive upgrades, and then they have to kind of move out of state, so they need to sell. We're listed at 549, and finished square feet about 2,800 or so. And then I have one in Highlands Ranch, and the address on the Parker one is 11778 Barrentine Loop. If anybody's interested, showings are basically a go and show. And then I have one in Highlands Ranch, 10209 Woodrow's Court. Showings begin tomorrow. 3-bedroom, 3-bath. Once again, tons of upgrades. We're listed at 485, and we've already got 4 showings for tomorrow. So if anybody's looking for Highlands Ranch under 500, it's phenomenal. It's in Westridge, about a half mile from the Westridge Rec Center, and not far from all of the town center shops and stuff. And then a townhouse in Lakewood, basically 3-bedroom, 3-bath, about 1,600 square feet, and we're listed at 330. That's one that I actually withdrew because it was in Jeffco. So there were I didn't. we're gonna relist on tomorrow with showings beginning on Saturday, assuming that Jeffco kind of allows showings on Saturday, or I think that's the current plan. Obviously, Jeffco is different than Douglas County on that. So Deb definitely following the instructions on the guidelines on that. And last but not least, I have a coming soon in Castle Pines North, basically 4-bedroom, 4-bath, a huge backyard, not far from if you're familiar with that neck of the woods, walking distance to both American Academy, which is a charter school my daughter went to, and also Buffalo Ridge Elementary, feeds into Rock Canyon. And we're going to list there roughly around 640. And that should come on second week of June.
Well done, Bud Doyle. Bud Doyle, everyone. Well done, my friend. Awesome. Great job. Other upcoming listings. We're at 7 upcoming listings right now. Well done, guys. This is great. All right, any other upcoming listings? Cool, all right. Price improvements. So do we have any price improvements out there?
Hey, can we announce a listing? I don't know the specs on it, so Rob Tate's gonna say it through the phone. Can he?
Okay.
Okay, you do the specs, Rob.
Yeah, so we got 937 Clarkson. It's a condo downtown for $250,000. Great for an investor or a kind of first time home buyer. Going to come on market here for $250,000.
Wow, that's awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
Well done, guys.
Technology
Oh.
at its finest.
I know, right? It's awesome. I was thinking smoke screens from the roofs, or whatever, smoke blankets. All right. Any buyer needs? Let's go to buyer needs really quickly here. Yes, Bud Doyle.
First one is the buyers of the condo in Lakewood. They're looking to purchase basically up to about $425 in kind of a Lakewood, Ken Carroll area or so, single family home. So if anybody has anything in that neck of the woods in that price point, would love to talk to you. And then second buyer need is basically Castle Pines North, feeding into Rock Canyon. It's a buy sell on the people that I'm going to be listing in Castle Pines North. They're basically 600 to 800 with a minimum of 4 bedrooms. So if anybody's got anything that feeds into Rock Canyon and in Castle Pines North, would love to talk to you. Awesome.
All right. Last shot here, buyer needs before we keep on going.
I've got a couple, but
Awesome.
we don't have a hard time finding them. Buyers that are they are looking for Douglas County or I think Cherry Creek school area around Regent.
I think your sound went off, Andrea.
Sorry, never mind.
So let's do this for any buyer needs, and Andrea, for your buyer needs too, put those guys in the chat, and then that way we can see it on there. Bud, that would be a good tip as well, is put those guys in the chat. So, okay, let's get going here. Jim Brown and I were having a conversation a little bit earlier today because there's a day coming up where we happen to wear red in a little over a week. Jim Brown, what did we talk about today?
Well, we talked about Red Day, and if you're like me, I'm thinking, well, it's kind of tough to do Red Day when you can't leave your house and you can't do the community thing. However, Patrick and I talked a little bit, and there are actually a lot of things that we can do. So Red Day is still Red Day. It's next Thursday. That actually doesn't change. So I wanted to kind of throw some thoughts out to you guys and get some feedback from what you think. One of the things that Patrick and I talked about is, right now, the people who are kind of in need are, just like the hospital, the small businesses, a lot of people are suffering because they don't have any business. We can't go see them. So we talked about ideas like adopting a business and sending a card or making a phone call, or adopting a couple businesses, and just reaching out, just like Old Blinking Light. We reached out and supported them, and they are forever grateful for that. So it's an opportunity for us to go out and support, or at least talk about, we want to support you guys, and we're waiting for you to be open, and just let them know that we're here, and what can we do today, and how, just know that we're just waiting for you guys to open back up so we can come support you and be there again. So what kind of thoughts do you guys have along those kinds of lines that we could do for our local community businesses, to show the support while we can't actually get out in the community today, that, just to let them know that we're there.
Awesome. So open question, guys. Let's see what we can come up with here. I think there's some really good ideas that have been floating around.
Anyone? Or is it...
See, Mark, if you're, might have to go unmute on that one if you were getting ready to say something, but what are some ideas? What are some businesses where, here in Highlands Ranch, in our local community, Bud, yeah, absolutely.
Just to, food for thought, I kind of partnered with one of my lender partners on a approach Bono's Barbecue over at Dry Creek and I-25. I've kind of done some stuff with the owner of that business in the past, and we did kind of about 400 postcards to a farm that I work. And interesting thing is Bono's is about 20 minutes from one of the farms I work, and yet we dropped 400 or we mailed 400 postcards, for like $15 off barbecue or whatever, and the guys had about 18 people through the door. That basically got in the car,
Nice.
drove, and it was no cost to him, and but it was just a way to kind of promote his business, get people in the door that maybe wouldn't drive from, Highlands Ranch to I-25 and Dry Creek, and the family's got a discount on barbecue, so it wasn't rocket science, but it was a way to kind of, support a locally owned and operated business.
Yeah. Nice.
Awesome. That's great, Bud. What's another?
I'll add one more thing, Patrick, without spending a ton of money. I mean, we basically split the cost of it. We worked with Land Title, who, I've done a lot of postcards with. And so it wasn't a huge outlay, but it's just, I'm finding that I've done a couple of data-driven postcards. And I think in this time, people appreciate more, oh my gosh, I can save, $10 on a pizza or whatever, or so through a locally owned and operated, listen, there's franchise and stuff, but I think the focus for us, or for people, if they're thinking about ways to support the community, is to look at locally owned and operated businesses that you can kind of get the word out, to maybe an area around their storefront or so.
So Deb, you posted something on the chat right there. Thank you, Bud. That's awesome. And Deb, you want to chat about that a little bit? You were saying food banks in the area?
Yeah, I mean, we did this before. Just for example, like Mission Hills is just around the corner, and they have all these food banks are run out of food, all of them. We can't do anything with Field this year because they're not open. They can't even walk into the building at the moment. So what we had done before is we did a food drive, and you could still do this, leave a bag, or have somebody leave a bag of certain items on the porch that are, so we could go through and pick them up. And Mission Hills has got a food bank that's up off of Littleton Boulevard. And so it's already set up, it's there. And I know, if somebody wanted to do a food drive through their neighborhood, it's a great way for people to give back. It would just take a phone call to see. I'm sure they're probably not turning down much of anything. And some of these are used to getting food from restaurants. It's not happening so much at the moment. that, forgot what they call that, but you know, a lot of the leftovers they'll take and then it goes right back out. So, bunch of churches. Yes, somebody just said Cherry Hills. There's a whole bunch of them around here. Douglas County also has some food banks down in Castle Rock and whatnot. So another thing to do, you could also, around the business idea, Jim, an agent could get on and do a Zoom call and with that business owner and post it on their own Facebook page and do a quick little boost around, you know, how are you doing business right now? How does the community come in and support you? Are you doing curbside? Are you doing, and I think at Timbuk Toys over there, you know, they're going to be opening back up too. If they're not, they may be already and they're doing curbside. So just, you know, do a quick Zoom interview that you could post out there.
Hey,
I
Dan,
love that.
can we- Is it against, I mean, do we not want to just go out in front of a grocery store and practice social distancing and do a food drive? You know, just get a group of us together. I mean, a small group, and once again, keep our social distancing.
We've done that
Masks.
before with King Supers.
Right.
And it would take, you know, just reaching out to the store. We did it at the one off of Highlands Ranch Parkway and Wildcat. And there's one over off of, well, there's what, 3 or 4 different King Supers in Highlands Ranch. So it would just take reaching out to the management and see if that would be allowed.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's a ton of opportunities that we can do, and Andrea has some great ones that you're posting on the chat. Amber, would you do me a huge favor and take those guys from the chat and let's post them on our Facebook page and start a stream?
Can I request that the agents do that? Because I
Yes,
love you all
please.
dearly, but girl is drowning right now.
Yep, let's throw Amber the life raft and let's help her out, right? Here's what I kind of, you know, what Jim and I talked about. What would this look like to have one of the greatest red days we've ever had as a company? Not having red day, but imagine blowing the doors out of this thing and sharing our stories on our Facebook pages, on our public pages, tagging each other. Imagine what that impact would do social media wise and how good you're gonna feel on Friday after Red Day. Like, this is our opportunity right now. And I'm not on a soapbox, I promise. It really is though. People are hurting. Our friends are hurting. Our communities are hurting. Let's get out there and really pour into these guys. And there could be several different mediums that we do this. The relationships we build now and we nurture now are the ones that will be forever remembered. So think about that with small businesses. I mean, it's an awesome opportunity. And so we'll get that going on the Facebook page. Jim, if you want to start it, and then everyone let's add to it, which I think would be awesome. All these ideas are great. They're really great.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I love it. So let's talk quickly about 4 conversations, and then we're going to tie into referral opportunities that are going on in Summit County. So 4 conversations. It's week number 1 with this listing appointments. I am going to take the opportunity to do a little plug here, and it's for Bold Pivot. So how many of us right now are in Bold Pivot? I got my bracelet on. Jen, I see you're on there. Yep, hands going up. If you're not in Bold Pivot, really look at this and think about it, because it has incredible opportunity around it. That's all around scripts, building up your listing appointments, building up your listings, and flipping over that rock when the rest of the market is playing ostrich and putting their head in the sand. So now my quick question is, for those who've done Bold before, what's different about Bold Pivot? Why do it? Who'd like to share that? And Jen, you'd be more than welcome to share as well.
I definitely think it's a unique opportunity for us to connect with KW worldwide, which is really cool. We had between 30 and 40,000 people live on the Facebook meeting, which was amazing. Obviously, a lot of people couldn't make it, so they're recording it and you can watch it when you can. However, to get almost 40,000 people
on a Facebook Live is pretty incredible. So there's going to be a lot of learning and the ability to even help other people, because a lot of them have never taken Bold before or new to KW. So I think it's opportunity all around for us.
Yeah, so cool. It was really cool to be on there and see like Mexico come on and Costa Rica come on and countries in Europe come on, and you know, you're seeing our world go whoop like that. And it's, my question is, what do those 30 to 40,000, right? The largest real estate group ever put together, by the way. Why are they doing, what do they know that we don't know, right? Like there's something going on. And if it'd be different if there was 10, but 30 to 40,000, that's a small town. So think about that. Like there's something going on for 99 bucks. And it's 2 days a week. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays, 12 to 2. And then Wednesdays and Fridays from 12 to 2, you also have the opportunity to have coaching from some of the Bold coaches. And it's not just one coach. I think there's 7 or 8 coaches on this, right? If I'm correct on that one, which is awesome. I mean, talk about different perspectives. So if you haven't jumped on it, jump on it. It's 99 bucks. You know, if we have some deals going out there too for non-capping agents. So, I mean, you want to take advantage of this and really take advantage of it, jump on Bold Pivot, go get some listings, and then watch your bank account start expanding, which we love. Hey, Deb, real quick here. Do we want to talk about the contest today, or do we want to talk about it next week?
Well, I already put it out there.
Hey,
So the one that we just finished?
Yeah, the one we finished.
Who won?
William.
Dun, dun, dun.
Where are y'all at? Where's William's team?
We are the
I see
champions.
Danielle's hand going up.
Come on, yeah, it's like, hello. So, I mean, they literally blew it out of the water. So William's team came in. Sorry, I don't remember all your team names. I took stuff down, and then I'm like, woke up at 2 in the morning and went, oh my gosh, I should have kept those. But it's too late. William's team had a total of 712 points. The next closest one was Zach's team with 384. Scott came in, his team came in at 89, and Jim was 52. I was expecting scores to come in, you know, 100 and under-ish with the way the points were set up. But here's what happened. And here's why Williams Group blew them out of the water, is they started hosting online events. They took their contacts and put them on smart plans. So they got points for putting in the contacts in the database. There you go. And they got points for putting them on a smart plan. And then they got points every time they went in and sent something out. So, and guess what? It's more than points they're getting. Guess who's writing a bunch of business?
Yeah.
Which kind of is the point to the whole thing. So
Well
it was
done.
totally fun. Man, I mean, you guys kept sending stuff. Darn realtors send things in late. So yeah, I was still calculating and finally had to cut y'all off. But I got everybody in that sent things in. So good job, you guys. And good job, William, for staying on them.
Great.
It's on your
great.
head.
Hey, William, you got 60 seconds, William of Fame. You got anything to say, my friend, as the contest winner?
It's a team effort. That's all I'm going to say. It's a team effort. So, and I just want to know, Debbie, do I give you my stake order, or is this
It's
coming
not
to
just
all-
you, dear. It's your whole team. So your
I
team.
know. Is it get delivered to our houses? Do
We will figure it out. I will not let that go. But the note is sitting here, and it will not go away until those prizes are delivered.
That's
Just have to
awesome.
put y'all in hermetically sealed soup.
Well done, well done. Hey, congratulations, congratulations. And congratulations to everyone who participated and engaged.
Yep.
Wait until you see what happens with this. That's why we're doing the contest. That's why we're talking about Bold Pivot. That's why we do the Zoom calls, right? Like, as you engage and you start to really run with this, your opportunities will continue to expand. So let's talk about some opportunities that could be opening up in Summit County. And I know our good friend Jen is on the line right now, which thank you so much for joining us. How are things going in the mountains, Jen? What's going on up there?
You know, it's been really interesting. Most of you know that they shut our county down pretty tightly right away. So there was a lot of uncertainty up here. However, listings were still going live, so that was good. It seems like we usually have our heavy listing season starting in about April. It started a little earlier. Properties were vacant, they were cleaned and ready to go. Things are taking a little longer to close, and yet they're closing. We are seeing a lot of properties coming back on the market. We are also seeing more price decreases. So we're finding that sellers seem to be a little more flexible right now. And as of late, are not pricing them, if they're smart, they're not pricing them right at market value. They are pricing them right below. So those are going pretty quickly. Now that they've opened up showings last Monday, woohoo, the pent up demand we're seeing. So buyers are coming back into the market, wanting to see, coming up, doing virtual. And so I think that we're going to see a, this pent up demand show up in pendings. So otherwise it's almost business as usual. I think I've worked with some of you guys before, and you know that we've been doing virtual showings here for years because our buyers aren't usually here anyway. So that's in our wheelhouse already. And if you have any questions in general, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here.
So Jen, quick question for you, and which I love having you on our team meeting today. And if you got everyone on the line right now, if you were to have an ask of something that, whether a referral ask or what you're looking for, that we can help support your business and vice versa,
yeah,
what would it be?
I think it would be twofold. It really would be to reach out to your clients that have been kind of talking about Summit County, or I'm sure other mountain towns as well. It doesn't just have to be here, and letting them know that there might be opportunity here to buy and get a better deal than they would have gotten in the last few years. Also, because we have all these pent-up buyers that have been waiting to see any kind of change in our market, from this escalating craziness in price, even the flattening, people have been waiting to sell and buyers are waiting to buy. So I think it could be a good, perfect storm, I guess, for sellers and buyers, because prices aren't really, we're not seeing huge price decreases, but enough to excite the buyers. So I think we have two sides of that coin here.
Awesome. I love that. Does anyone have any questions for Jen while I have her on the line?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Why would it be that we should refer to you when our licenses are Colorado licenses anyway, and bring our buyers up there ourselves, as opposed to refer or list, as it were?
Right. I think that that's a really good question. Sure, you can come up here and start looking at property with your clients, and I know people who've done it. However, I think the knowledge of the market is going to be where you win for your clients. And true knowledge of the market is going to come from someone who's working here full time and knows the ins and outs of the HOAs and all the little things that make mountain properties unique, so that your buyers and sellers are getting really the best deal that they can possibly get.
Great answer.
That's really the long and short of it. Yeah, I mean, I think if you came up here and studied the market, and that would be great, but truth be told, I could come sell down in Denver. I'm not going to do that. That's not going to happen. I don't think I would serve my clients really well by serving an area I just don't know as well. I'm going to refer that out. I don't get it a lot, and I will not be working Denver or Boulder or any place that I'm not familiar with.
Awesome.
Yeah, take it from somebody that has done that. I've gone up there and tried to do it myself, and especially the HOAs, it's a whole different world, and you feel not knowledgeable. I don't think it's our fiduciary duties being held at the highest level to not know what comes with the HOA. Where's the hot tub? Is there something going on with that HOA in
Right.
and of itself? People that are locals and great realtors,
Right.
they know. And
And I
Cindy
think-
is saying, nice setup, Renee. So, I just
Well,
teased
it's true. I mean, truthfully, there's also a lot of lending issues up here that you're not going to find in Denver
Mhm.
or anywhere else, really. And so knowing the lenders that can lend on a property, because it's not necessarily the buyers who don't qualify, sometimes it's the property. And, I pretty much know which properties are going to be a challenge to get the right lender to make it happen.
Mhm. Good.
And that's just not me, that's anyone up here. So, as long as you're, I'd love the business. If you have a friend or someone you're connected with up here, I recommend you using them, but no, have an expert.
Hey, Jen,
Okay.
what cities are there that you focus on? Does it include Vale or Aspen, or is it Copper, Breckenridge, Keystone?
Okay.
Tell us your Summit
Yeah.
County area.
Okay, so I am Summit County. I will not go to Aspen. I have covered Vale and Beaver Creek because my husband works over there and I had him get his license over there. I've since stopped paying for his license. Obviously, we're cutting expenses. So that was the first to go because he really wasn't doing any business. And I've done business in Vale and Beaver Creek. I will not go further into, Eagle County or anything like that. Breckenridge, Frisco, Dillon, Silverthorne, Copper Mountain. Those are my main areas. I'll also go into Alma and Fairplay. I don't prefer to go into Jefferson or anywhere else, but in Park County, I will go that far. It's not very far. And those are the areas I really focus on. And for
Awesome.
a select few, I will go to Leadville.
Like Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean like Oprah. Go there for
think Oprah
Oprah.
will live
It
there.
is a different market.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
not
it's
Oprah.
a different market there. So, yeah.
So Jen,
Renee
question.
asked if you would go to Aspen, but I think she said no, William.
No, I won't go to Aspen.
It's a
I have a
different
guy.
MLS.
It's a
Long
separate
drive.
MLS. And it's really just a little too far for me. I'm not going to drive more than an hour at this point to show property or be a good agent. So, and I have someone that I've worked with there, so she gets my business.
Perfect. So you have relationships then in those other counties. So then that way.
Yeah. So,
Awesome.
yeah. So I won't go to Winter Park. I won't go to Steamboat. I have partners there.
Cool.
You come over
Perfect.
the tunnel. You come into
Yeah.
Evergreen.
No,
Okay.
I don't really want to go through the Eisenhower Tunnel if I don't have to.
Except to come to my class.
Good to
Except,
know.
well, I've done that a couple of times, Renee. Yes, for sure.
Awesome. So Jen, would you be able to, I see there's questions on the chat and
Oh. Let me
wanna
put my
make sure
glasses
that-
on. Hold on.
yeah, no problem. So if you could respond back via chat, and then Jen, what is a good phone number for you, email, all that good stuff. So if you want to put that in the chat, that'd be awesome, and then they can reach out to you directly.
Okay. I'm putting my cell and my email.
Perfect. Now, and then what we're gonna do is, my goal today is to get everyone out a little bit early, because those who are in Bold Pivot, which I'd love to see more of our agents. We have 35 agents in there right now. I'd love to see that at 50, because we know what it's gonna do for you. And coaching with some of the Bold coaches starts at 12 o'clock. So we wanna make sure you have time. And a very, very important topic that we've talked about that has definitely came to the forefront this week is forbearance. So let's have a conversation around that for the next few minutes. What do you know about the forbearance? Let's start with that. And we got our broker on the line too to keep me in line. So what do you know about the forbearance so far this week? Do you know?
It allows you to put off making your payments for 90 days, and you either do a lump sum payment at the end of that 90 days. Some places allow you to pay it out over time by making your house payment bigger. Some allow it to be put at the end of your mortgage, so it lengthens the term of your mortgage. We are concerned that it might prevent you from refinancing or getting another loan, that it affects your ability. It interferes with your ability to refinance or other things.
Through Fannie Mae and Freddie. Those two, yeah. It's not it might, it will. For 12 months. Like making a late payment right now, you've got 12 months before your credit straightens back out, right before that drops away.
So Deb, why is that a big deal? Outside of the obvious, why is that a big deal?
Well, it's going to affect your ability to refinance. So if you wanted to do that, it's going to affect your ability to buy additional properties. So, I mean, you could even get to the point where you need to sell that one, and then you can't turn around and buy anything else for 12 months. So education's key on this.
Right, absolutely.
Ask a lot of questions.
So the question for everyone is, are you reaching out to your clients to have this conversation? And what does that conversation look like? How many of us have reached out to our clients so far about this week? This is a big deal. I can't see everyone. So if you have, go ahead and take yourself off mute and let's chat about that conversation that you had.
I posted on Facebook.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. So we got the posts on Facebook. How many of us have had conversations with our clients regarding this?
It may not be your client that has an issue. They may know somebody that they work with, or a neighbor, or somebody, you know, and encourage them to pass your information along so you can help.
Right. Well, the key is it's another value touch, isn't it? We talk all the time about what does lead generating look like? What do those conversations look like? That over communication doesn't exist right now. So if we were to literally look in our database, our data bank, how many of those folks could we reach out to and have that exact conversation? Maybe all of them, right? Like this could be a great, great value add, because if it doesn't impact them directly, Deb, that was beautiful, thank you. The indirect impact on this could be devastating, like literally devastating. So, you know, chalk this into one of those. Amber, you did a great job on the morning email here today. If you didn't see it, go on and check it out, because it's all listed right out of there. And from what Jake had pulled as well this week. Amber, you had talked with Jake a little bit about that. Can you know, expand on that for a little bit?
Yeah, so this conversation came up on Monday in our leadership huddle, Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember which one. And he was kind enough to send the email that I sent out today is what he got from a blog that he follows. Just talking about, you know, they're watching really closely. And I think what a lot of it has to do, and what he and I had kind of discussed, is it's more about how do we protect, you know, homeowners and home values from an economic collapse similar to what happened back in 2008. You know, people were taking out loans well over the value of their home. And while that's not happening now, what people are doing is putting off their mortgage payments. And it's causing a reverse effect now into that, where either you have to pay the full amount past due, you know, in 4 months, or it's a balloon payment at the end of your mortgage. And I think what Fannie and Freddie decided to do was, you know, in order to protect the lending industry and homeowners in general, was they put those stipulations in place that you have to be current for 12 months and your forbearance needs to be caught up as well in order for you to qualify for a new loan or a refinance, because they don't want to put people into situations that they might not be able to get themselves out of. You know, we don't want homes underwater again. We don't want foreclosures on the rise. We don't want short sales coming back to the level that they were a few years ago. And I think this is kind of just their response to make sure that it doesn't happen. So, you know, while the conversation could be uncomfortable, Jake's take through, you know, the end of March and the first part of April was exactly about these conversations and what are people's options. And now the government and lending has come back and said, here's what we're going to do to make sure that we don't put ourselves in a situation we might not be able to get ourselves out of. So, you know, it might not be the best conversation you have. It could be the most helpful conversation you end up having with your clients over the next few weeks, so that they really do understand, while it seems easy and the right thing to do now, what it could cost them in the future. If they're only 5 years into their 30-year mortgage and they tack those payments to the end, you're talking about 25 years before they're eligible for a new loan or potentially a refinance.
Oh, can you say that again? Whoa, time out. Say that again.
If
'Cause
they
everyone
are,
heard this.
if you have somebody only 5 years into their 30-year mortgage and they take the forbearance option to add their mortgage payment to the end of their mortgage, that is a 25-year period that they could be ineligible for a new loan or to refinance.
Wow. Let that sit in. Now, how important it is that we get on the phones, and whether it's text, call, email, I don't care, you know, smoke blankets from the roof. How important is it that we reach out to our people? These are your people, right? Like this, our database, these are the people we care about. They need to know this. Like they really need to know this. And this is where we become, and we solidify the fact we're the center of their network. So
Well,
Amber,
how many of you are in conversation with buyers right now that are going to wait until this all blows over? And they did do a forbearance on their mortgage. Guys, that's 12 months. That's this time next year.
and I just saw it
help 'em.
posted. Let's see. That we should tell our peoples to read the fine print from your mortgage servicer. Yes, Andrea, 1,000,000%.
And
Yeah.
make sure it is in writing. Do not take anything they say to you as solid word. Make sure you have it in writing from them, because that's going to be the other thing that people could end up getting stuck on too.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. And you know, really, this is where, again, we're talking value-added conversations. There's nothing selling about this. And you could save someone's livelihood and kind of what their plans are, what their dreams are, what's their 1 year, 3 year, 5 year goals. You just save that. So, I mean, what you're doing is massively important. Now let's make sure we educate around that. Any other tie-ins on that one? Debbie Connor, I see you thinking. Anything to, no?
No.
All right, awesome. Well, with that, as I promised, my goal is to get us out a little bit early so that we're able to jump into coaching for those who are in Bold Pivot. If you're not in Bold Pivot, you want to find out how you get involved, what this starts to look like, reach out to us, go on our Facebook private page. And, you know, we have a few posts that are up there and links, right, Amber? There's links that are up there too. So,
also in your daily email.
And in your, so it's everywhere. So just click on that bad boy and let's get you signed up. The key piece also is being a member of the Bold Pivot group in Facebook, because all of the classes are being streamed that way. And there's incredible conversations that are going on in the chats, and a lot of direct messages going back and forth. Talk about referral opportunities. Who would love referrals, right? You can do referrals from anywhere in the world. And we literally do. We have countries that are on there. So jump on there, join us. It's awesome. With that, do we have any housekeeping items here, Amber, before we break?
I don't think so. Thank you, Jen. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you, Jen. Thank you very much. Thank all of you for being on the call here, on the Zoom call. I really do mean that. I absolutely appreciate it. I love the engagement and the energy that comes off. And you guys are awesome.
Hey, wait. 1 more minute. Yes. Who won the contest again?
Oh, bye, William.
Just in case anybody's wondering, we have renamed Coffee and Market Stats with your MCA to help William sell his townhome.
Yes.
That's all we hear every morning is help him sell his townhome. And we can't call him William Kretzer anymore. We have to call him Sir William, the champion. So y'all are missing out on some fun at 9 o'clock in the morning. So you might want to join.
The second best part of every day.
Lord. I don't know what we just created. I'm kind of scared over here.
Hey, we have fun. To be fair, the group of people that
fair.
was on the coffee call with me on Tuesday got the forbearance information an entire day before everybody else. So there's some perks that come with being on there at 9 a.m.
Yep.
There are, plus we have a good time.
We do
Wouldn't
have a
miss
good
it.
time.
I want to know if he's Lord William, am I Lady Cindy?
I'll leave that to you guys to discuss. I'm not
Yeah,
going to get involved in that right now.
Hey, if you're on the
have-
winning team, you can be whoever you want to be.
I have a feeling the t-shirts are getting printed. Awesome. Hey, you guys are awesome. Keep it up. Keep pressing that pedal through the floorboard. You're doing great. You really, really are. And I really absolutely appreciate each of you, your engagement, how we're doing this, and you're setting the market. And look at what you're doing. Like, this is incredible, right? Everyone else is dead, and we got 7 upcoming listings going on. We have listings coming on next week. Like, keep going. Your opportunity now is to just punch it and watch what happens in 60 days. You will be amazed, I promise you. All right, with that, have an awesome week. We appreciate you. Love you guys.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Patrick.
Bye.